Continuing our in-depth coverage of President Trump's address to Congress tonight.
Now, he touched on a long list of topics, among them government waste, the DEI purge, and of course the promise to lower even egg prices. And joining us now with her thoughts on that address is veteran political analyst Linda Schatt, who worked in the Carter White House. Linda, the fireworks started early. Democratic Congressman Al Green from Texas removed for being disruptive. I don't recall seeing that before, but do you see this as just a sign of the times?
Well, people have disrupted before, as Joe Wilson did when he yelled, "You lie," to Obama. He was not ejected from the chamber, but I happen to agree with the decision to eject Congressman Green from the chamber.
Well, Linda, what was the overall tone that you think President Trump struck tonight?
It was triumphant, it was defiant, it was a show of power, a spectacle. He was giving away gifts to a young boy to make him an honorary Secret Service agent, or announcing to one of the people in the gallery that he had been accepted to West Point. So it was a celebration campaign speech that also had really the president asking the world, the country, and the chamber to support him in several wars, on the fronts of several wars that he's fighting. One was the culture war. He spent a good deal of time on that. The other was the trade war, that his tariffs have started with three of our largest trading partners. The other was the war on crime and the war to stop what he calls the invasion at the border. And then finally, the war on federal programs led by Elon Musk and Doge. So he said, here's what I'm doing. The American people wanted me to get things done. And he asked people to support him while at the same time taking great credit in what he had done in these first 6 weeks.
There's been some criticism, even in Republican circles, of the cuts that Doge is making. And to your point, the president really seemed to be trying to get everybody on board with that. Did he make any progress?
I don't know. The examples he were using were just a small part of the federal budget. I think the important thing on Doge is that, as Alyssa Slotnick said in her Democratic response, that we need to look at this in not such a chaotic way and use a scalpel, not an axe. And so I think, yes, people who heard some of the things he said would say, well, that's crazy. We shouldn't be spending money on that. On the other hand, I think there's the real impact on federal workers, 80% of whom do not work in Washington. They work in states like Tennessee. And that's where I think we're going to begin to see a pushback against Doge.
Well, Linda, a majority of Americans did vote for President Trump. Do you feel like there can be some unity or bipartisanship this term?
I do. You would not have thought it looking at the chamber tonight. I don't think the Democrats did themselves any favor by appearing to be against everything. As I said, I think Alyssa Slotnick and her message was more about the shared values that we have. And that's where I think we'll see bipartisanship. If we can get back to the shared values we have, for instance, when it comes to the war in Ukraine, or the shared values we have when it comes to the health and safety of Americans, I think you're going to see people both in Washington and at the local level come together and recognize that there are some things that we all want and we can all work for.
Well, that would be healthy for the nation. Linda Schatt, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.